Out of all the Pixar movies to ever be released, the original Inside Out is my all-time favorite from the studio. So when Inside Out 2 got announced, I got anxiety. They're making another Inside Out? Why? What did they ruin it? Was Mindy Kaling too busy to be a part of this because she was making the masterpiece that is Velma? Is horny gonna be an emotion? What if it doesn't live up to the original? Well, it didn't live up to the original, but don't worry, this is one of Pixar's best films in a while. Inside Out 2 follows Riley in her teenage years, encountering new emotions. One of the many problems people had when this movie appeared was the world building. How come Riley didn't have these emotions in the original film, and also, why didn't her parents have these emotions? I'm happy to tell you that this film explains this naturally without any hitches. The original Inside Out was so creative with its world from the inside of Riley's mind, and the new things that appear here worked so well. We even get some shakeups with the animation style like the first movie. We get to see a place where Riley keeps her secrets, there's a brainstorm, and most importantly, Riley's beliefs. I won't go into spoilers on how this ties into the plot, but it's woven into the story beautifully and creates a lesson as important as the original film. The new emotions that this movie brings in are a lot of fun, and the performances are great. Maya Hawke plays Anxiety, who, if you've seen the trailer, is the antagonist. This is different from the original because there was no villain in the first film, but in terms of Pixar villains, she's one of the best. She's no Syndrome, but thank God she isn't, British car. I think Anxiety truly does what she's meant to do, which brings anxiousness to the viewer, especially in the final act of the film. While the movie didn't make me cry, there were a lot of times it made me feel awkward and anxious, which I think was the movie's goal at certain points. Envy, Ennui, and Embarrassment are also a blast, especially Envy. I really liked her. Ennui just might be my favorite alone just from her design. So much of this film feels like the original in terms of storytelling, but also fresh and different. In the last one, joy and sadness are kicked out of headquarters and must find their way back. In this one is joy and the other three emotions who must journey back, and it makes for nice moments to see all of them work together outside of headquarters. One of my favorite things that I was worried about was Joy's character. I was worried that she would do her character arc again where she thinks that a certain emotion is bad for Riley, it shouldn't be used, but it's stated many times through her dialogue and actions that she's learned from the mistakes of the previous film. Outside of Riley's mind, we have Riley trying to make the hockey team and become friends with the cool kids, but abandoning her best friends. It's a natural progression to take her dilemma from her parents to her new friends, and it works well. In fact, I would even go as far to say it's extremely relatable. Every time there's a new Pixar movie, I feel redundant saying that the animation is outstanding, so I'm just not going to say it this time because it's Pixar. Y'all should already assume it's a visually stunning film. A lot of the elements of this movie are equally as good as the first or better, but there's one thing that's worse. If we're talking about what's better, is the comedy. The original Inside Out was more amusing than funny, but it worked because it was trying to be a somewhat serious coming-of-age story. This film is definitely more comedic and funnier than the last one. However, one gripe I do kind of have with this film is that it doesn't reach the emotional level of the previous. There is the moment of the movie that will try to make you tear up like every Pixar movie, but it just doesn't quite have the same weight as the previous film. Overall, Inside Out 2 was one of Pixar's best sequels and one of their best movies in a while. Honestly, I can see this becoming a new Toy Story type franchise. Like how they get new toys with each movie, we could get new emotions. This is a clever, fun, heartwarming follow-up to what I consider to be the studio's best movie.